Hey everybody, this is John Scarborough. I just got to this piece of land over here. I'm just sitting in my truck, about to get out and get back to work. I wanted to talk a little bit about lease property and free property, or free lease, kind of like what we have over here. Ups and downs to all of it. You can take it for what it is. Some of it's up for some people, some of it would be down. I don't really know. You decide what it is for you. So this is 12 acres we have here. We have another piece that's 10 acres. Both of them are free. We don't pay any lease for it. We're currently looking at about 90 acres, close to 90 acres, that we'll be paying a lease for on that one. We haven't negotiated any deals yet. But the good to paying a lease and getting a lease agreement for 7-10 years, which I would advise not doing anything not too short. If you do, be wary of how much money you spend year to year, because if you're already spending a lot of money on a lease and they can take it away from you at any point, you're getting the bad of both and none of the good almost. But so if I lease a piece of property and I get a piece of I pay a lease for 10 years, I can afford to pay a little bit of money on that property. I can afford to put a little bit down on a little bit of work that might need to be done on it. You know, maybe some drainage or in some places, or maybe even dig a pond if it's a good long lease. And a lot of times you can even work with the landowner and get that worked into the cost of the lease. So then that's really a good deal. But like with this free land over here, the bad side, of course, they can take it from me tomorrow, and all the money and hard work I've invested can be taken from me. Okay. The good side is most leases that I've seen, or at least around here, is about 25 an acre per year. So for 12 acres, a rough math real quick, I think it's what, $300 a year that I would spend. So last year I had the cows over here for 6 months. You know, not the best fences. It was only 9 head, which is really about all this place you'd want to have on this place. So I spent $50 on a fence, okay, for last year, whereas I could have spent $300. Well, now this year we're almost out of the year. I haven't got to use it very much because I've got a lot of heifers right now, so I'm scared to put my heifers over here. So we're gonna work with our infrastructure just a little bit, but the deal is we're still under the $300 range right now when we get done, because we're gonna put one hot wire all the way around the existing fence. Now, if you want to calculate my hours and all like that, you can do all of that. And I mean, I don't know what it add up to. I got, you know, a couple days of work. It's not like I've got tons and tons and tons of work in it. But it's hard work, don't get me wrong. You know, you're going to get something. You're going to spend something for it. There's a reason why other farmers didn't want to come in here and get this place. Mostly because there's not really anybody with cows right across the fence from this place. Otherwise they probably would have. But anyway, so basically my benefit is I can get this land for free, and if I work with them and give them what they want, I know what they want. They want their place taken care of for them. They want it to look good. And in this particular case, their dad used to run cows on the place. They love to see cows on the place. All they really want is a nice looking place, and they want to be able to keep fishing out of their pond, you know, and they don't want to have to come out here. They don't own a tractor, neither do I, but they don't own anything to take care of it. They don't want to be spending diesel and taking care of all of this. So they want somebody to take care of it, and keep the fences kind of sort of taken care of. Now, could they come in here and take the land from me as soon as I get it halfway right? Yes, they could. They could give it to somebody else. They could just pull it right out from under me. So all the stuff that we're doing, the temporary line, is so easy to just roll up if for some reason I decided I wanted to do that. I've got a solar charger. I would definitely take that. You know, no, it's not hard to take and put it on another piece of property. So, I mean, that's really nice. There's all of this stuff is I can take up. I've got a lot of temporary fence and temporary posts. I would definitely be taking those with me. So really, it's not bound to one tract of land. It's not stuck here. The barbed wire fence and all like that, no, I'm not going to tear all that down. You know, I'm not going to be like that. If they want to be nasty, let them be nasty. I'll try to be a good, honest person, you know. But the main thing is I'm not losing a lot of money. I would already be spending the money in a lease. And a lot of times, if you get a lease piece of property, you end up having to spend money on it as well. So really, when you can find these little small pieces of land like this, or big, depending on how you get it, but a piece of land and you're not spending any lease, all they want is for someone to take care of it, it can really add up quick, even if you've got to do the work, even if you've got to beef up your fences, as it were. You still can get a lot out of it. You can still quickly get to a point where you're in the positive and not in the negative. What we're thinking about doing with this piece of property, because it's away from us, it's not right up with the other property, is running stalker calves out here. I'm not sure how many we can run out here, maybe 12, 15 head, and running them just through the growing season and putting some weight on them and then turning around and selling them. So I mean, I don't know. We're going to play with that. If that doesn't work, then we could just keep about 8 or 9 mamas over here. It's nothing special, but we run a small operation. The place is not terribly far from us. So even then we could make it work. But with the hot wire, we're able to mob graze. If you don't know anything about the benefits of mob grazing, look it up. It's pretty awesome stuff. It kind of helps keep you from having to have a tractor, even though a tractor is still nice. I do intend to have a tractor if everybody doesn't know. But until that happens, you know, if I can get by without it until I can afford one, you know, then I'd like to be able to do that. Because I mean, at this time, all I have is 30 cows, and if I go and start spending all my money on a tractor, a baler, you know, all this equipment and stuff, and then it breaks down, you know, I mean, I run into some money really quick. So we're trying to do this in a way where we can actually make money without going into debt, and slowly build to where it all works well. So with this, if you can find some free land, just talk to some people around you. You know, maybe it's not the most ideal place. Maybe it used to have cows on it, now it doesn't. Maybe the fences are kind of bad. Talk to some people. You might end up getting in there and making a deal with them. Tell them, look, we'll take care of your property if you'll let us run cows on it. We don't, you know, and it's all free. And maybe you do a really, really cheap lease. If you do a lease, maybe look into, and you're going to have to spend a lot of money on it, on the infrastructure of the land, but you do a cheap lease. Look into trying to extend your lease a little bit, just to as an insurance for yourself. But you can do it. You can find property around. You can do this, especially if you're doing what we're doing, where you're at home and you're making your income at home. The benefit of making your income at home is that you can come out and do little things like this. You have a little bit more flexibility in your time because you don't have to worry about drive time. You don't have to worry about you're in town or this or that or the other thing. You have a little bit more flexibility. We still work hard. We still do a lot of work, but it's a little bit more leeway to come out here and do stuff with this, you know. So it might be worth looking into. But even if you had a day job and you just found one tract of land, you could come out here and check on them, you know, just look into what you got. It's worth doing. And these fences right here, they're not very good, but with one hot wire all the way around there to beef up that fence, that makes a big difference. So just look into that. I mean, we're going to end up spending, right now I think we'll end up spending about 300 bucks at the most. So that's 1 year's lease. If we keep it, and we're already in our second year, if we keep it for 2 years, we're already ahead of the game, you know. And a lot of that 300 bucks is in our charger and all like that. We could easily take that charger with us. So really, we're way ahead of the game right now. If we keep the place for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, we're definitely way beyond all of the labor that we've put into it, you know. So, and if we do a good job and make it look really good, then we're giving something to the landowner. It's not like we're just trying to take land and be dishonest to people. We're trying to give something in return, but we're trying to do it in a way where it's a benefit for us and it's a benefit for them. They get a nice looking, taken care of piece of property, like a piece of property that's well taken care of. And we get access to a piece of land where we can get some more grazing out of our cattle, because we try to stay mostly grass-fed if possible. And for the most part, I mean, well, 100%, that's what we've been able to do. And we'd like to keep it that way, you know, even on our calves that we finish out. So if we can do that, get another piece of property here, another piece of property there, have all good quality grazing management for other people, help their property, help us produce a good product and all of that, then really we're glad to do it, and we're glad to see other people get that. But just look into that. Don't get discouraged if you're not finding a big 100-acre tract of land, you know, for lease. Go out and start asking for some people. You may end up getting out there and finding one person's got 12 acres here, another person's 15, 20, you know, another, you know, a little piece of land here, another piece there, and it may be all around you. It might not be connected, but it might be close to you. It might be something that you could easily take and start putting stocker cows instead of, you might not want mamas, might not want a bull. Just start putting stocker calves on all of those places and making a little bit of income out of all of them. And you do it right, you may end up making a lot of income. And you're getting involved with the community, and that's another way to start making income on your farm. So I didn't want to drag this video out too long. What I wanted to do was try my best to help everybody understand what we're trying to do and the benefits of a smaller piece of property that may be kind of rough, but at the same time you're not spending any money on the lease. So just look into it, ask some people around. So yeah, thanks everybody. If you like this stuff, please like my videos and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channels, everyone, so thank you very much.